Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're going to be previewing Game 3 of the NBA Finals between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. Should be an interesting game. I think it's going to be a much closer game compared to what we saw in Game 2. You knew the Thunder were going to bounce back like they did in Game 2 after what happened in Game 1. But so far, you haven't really seen a game in this series where it's competitive the entire game. OKC, I felt, dominated the entire Game 2. Or most of the game 2, and I feel like OKC dominated a good chunk of game 1, and the times that OKC weren't dominating game 1, it was full-on domination by the Indiana Pacers in that fourth quarter. So I don't think there's been a game so far in this series where it's only 2 games, but I don't think we've seen a game in the series so far in the first 2 games. Yeah, we saw a great finish in that game 1, but we haven't seen a full-on great game through 4 quarters, and I think it's down to happen. I'm predicting it happens tonight, especially with the Pacers coming back home. It's going to be harder for OKC to keep it. I'm going to say it's harder for. It's going to be harder for. I think it's going to be harder for OKC to blow away in this game and run by them. I think OKC definitely could win this game tonight. I'm going to get into my prediction in just a second, but I think you're not going to be able to kill them like you did. You're not going to be able to, take a shot. I mean, I think OKC is definitely capable of winning this game tonight and taking a 2-win lead. I just don't think they're going to be able to crush the Pacers like they did in the last game. And so, so that's why I'm expecting a close game tonight. I think Tyrese Haliburton is going to have the best game he's had of this series back home. I think he should be more comfortable. I think Pascal Siakam is due for a good game after his 3 for 11 horrendous shooting night the other night. The Pacers haven't had a 20-point score in the first 2 games of the series. I think they get that from one of those guys tonight. I don't know which one it will be, but I think it's either going to be Tyrese Haliburton or Pascal Siakam. I would lean towards Haliburton. I think he's going to have a big night tonight. I think he's going to be more comfortable with being back at home, and he knows that he needs to step up. Look at Haliburton. He would not shoot the ball early on, but look how good he was. And I know this is garbage time, but Haliburton in the fourth quarter shot 5 for 6 from the floor. I mean, he had like 12 points. And I know it's garbage time. They're down big, but that's what happens when he's aggressive. He needs to be more aggressive. Like, I talked about this in my post game the other day. If the Thunder's second best player, Jalen Williams, is taking more field goal attempts than I think Haliburton's the best player on the Pacers. I think that's what most people think. He might not be their number one shooting option all the time, but he's good enough to do that, to be that. And if the Thunder's number 2, if the Thunder's number 2 guy has more shot attempts than the Pacers' number 1, that's a problem. Haliburton needs to be more aggressive. I think he really was in the fourth quarter, and that was great for him. But now he needs to do it in a full-on basketball game, and I think that's what he's going to do tonight. They went. Look at the series against the Knicks. They didn't have a game there wasn't a game in that series that they won where he's not playing great basketball, where he didn't have a great scoring performance and just an all-around great performance. You look at the 2 games he played poorly in that series against the New York Knicks. The 2 games he did not want to be aggressive. He really just played selfless, where he's trying to feed his teammates, which is a good thing, but sometimes if the shots aren't falling for your teammates, you got to take over. And there were the 2 games where he did that, where he's just being a selfless player and he's not being aggressive. They lost. The 4 games that they won, all of those games, he played great basketball. And so I believe that you're going to see that from him again tonight. Starting lineups for the Thunder will be the same. I think it's going to be the same starting lineups. There's no injuries. Jarice Walker is out, but there was some hope he could be back for Game 3. But I think Thomas Bryant has played well in this series. I don't think you want to stop giving him minutes. But so Walker's out. Obviously, Isaiah Jackson's out. He tore his Achilles early in the year, but they were playing terrible when he got hurt. The only injury for the Thunder is Nikola Topic, their first-round pick. He hasn't played all year, so the injuries don't really matter tonight. Look, Jarice Walker's a solid player, but I don't think he'd be playing because Thomas Bryant in the last couple games for them has played really well. So starting lineups for Indiana, Hallie, Andrew Nembhard, Aaron Nesmith with Pascal Siakam and Miles Turner. For the Thunder, Shea, Kassan Wallace, J-Dub with I almost said Hartenstein with Chet and Lou Dort. So you need him to play better. He played great in game 1, 15 points, 5 threes. He didn't have a great game 2. But, everybody else stepped up. Like, Alex Caruso was outstanding, and Aaron Wiggins was outstanding, and Shea and J-Dub and Chet played great. So I don't think Dort was not as needed as he was in game 2 as he was in game 1. So, but my predictions, I'm going with the Pacers tonight. This series, I predicted the first 2 games right. I predicted the Pacers to win game 1 because I felt like the more rested team has been hurt in these playoffs you've seen. And it's already happened to the Thunder once in this playoff. It's happened to the Thunder twice in these playoffs, but one was in their advantage. The second round, they had more rest than the Nuggets, and the Nuggets beat them. And it is shown in these playoffs so far, when a series starts and a team that has more rest usually struggles and loses. It's happened in 6 of the 7. I think that's right. It happened in all. Sorry. It happened in all of the matchups in the second round. The team that had more rest going into the second round lost their matchup. In the conference finals, the Thunder had less rest and beat the Timberwolves, and the Pacers were the only team. The Pacers are the only team in these playoffs not to lose a game 1. When having more rest, because in the conference finals, the Pacers had more rest than the Knicks, and the Pacers still won. That's the only time that's happened, where a team with more rest has won in game 1 in the second round and the conference finals and the NBA finals. So that's why I predicted the Pacers. I predicted the Thunder to win game 2, because you're not going to see the Thunder go up. You're not going to see the Thunder go to 0-2. So that was my thought process in predicting the 2 games. And this is my thought process for game 3 when I made my predictions. I just don't see the Pacers. If you're coming off a loss, you're going back home. Their home crowd is great. They play better basketball at home. They play fast. It's going to be a lot for the Thunder to deal with. And I like the Thunder to win game 4 and game 5 after that and take a 3-2 lead after the Pacers win game 3. So I'm going with the Pacers to win game 3 tonight. We'll see if my prediction's right. Also, with my prediction of the Pacers winning, I think this is the first game we see of this series where it's a close game the entire game. Or most of the game. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section, and peace out.